How's it going? Be doing some more. I just started my multi-stream. Gonna be doing some more software development-esque things. So I'm doing yet another revision of the design. So I have a lot of caffeine. So I put that in the title today. This large McDonald's unsweetened iced tea, which I already had a full one with ice earlier today. And then this is V8 plus sparkling energy pomegranate blueberry, which I don't even know how much caffeine this has. I'm pretty sure I've reviewed these in the past, but 90 milligrams. No, wait. No, 80 milligrams. So it's 80. It's quite a bit. But I wanted to drink one of those, so I'm drinking it. The revision attempt today is going to be trying to make the scripts on the Vegas side more functional. I mean, it's probably going to happen on the dashboard side as well. I don't know. This might be. I should probably switch to chat things because this specific chat window might be nearing its compute limit. But well, I'm gonna keep using it in hope because I just have the free access. This is AI Studio from Google, and it's Gemini Pro 3.1. I mean, there's a lot of other options. I do have a local model that I can run with Copilot, and also Copilot has a free tier of Cloud Haiku 4.5 and these GPT ones, but those don't last long. So, and my local model is, I don't remember how many billion parameters it is, but it's, let's see, Qwen 3.5, 4 billion 8-bit. So it's 4.7 billion parameter. I mean, so far it hasn't been functional enough, but I feel like I need to give it very, very specific things, but I might swap the model because this one last time I tried to have it write a comment, it would not do that. So probably need to just try a different one. Or I could switch to the other one I have in here, but it's a very significantly larger model. I don't know why it's not showing up. Oh, I don't have it running. Nah, whatever. That's why I didn't show up. But I'm streaming, so probably not the best idea. My GPU has 8 gigabytes of VRAM, so it's very limited in the ability to run those things. Anyways, we can use this for now. So I had the AI take another look at all of the basically automatic editing features that I've come up with, or the AI has come up with so far. And one thing related to Vegas Pro Magix. It's not Magix anymore. It's Boris FX. So Vegas Pro 2026. I bought the new version as an upgrade. Has a very powerful API for you to basically connect software to their editor. You can do a lot. There are some downsides. One being that it uses .NET Framework 4.8, which is an older one, and it has some connectivity issues with applications that use the newer ones. So inside the design of this studio in a box thing, whatever you want to call it at this point, there's a go-between for that and the rest of it. So for example, here's the dashboard. This is a new, let's see what version it's using. This should be using the most recent .NET. I think they removed the quote unquote framework term. Yeah, it's .NET 9. So it's actually not the most recent one, but that's the one that it picked. So that's what it's using. Anyways, so there's that. And then all of the other ones would be using something like that. Unless it needs to for whatever reason, it would need to directly connect to the Vegas Pro stuff. But you can see in here, this is class library DLL, and it uses the API, which in this case, the newest version of Vegas Pro folder directory. And then this is the thing that it connects to, the script portal. I don't need this. And then you can see, I don't know if this is supposed to be in here. It hasn't affected anything, but I think it's a remnant of stuff because, oh, what? Huh. It's supposed to be using NewSoft JSON. But it works, so I guess it doesn't matter for the moment. Anyways. There's that. And then this has transcription functionality. This is basically fully functional. I think I might get rid of... Does that actually work? CLB media files. Yeah, probably should. Put this down here. Can't really make it any smaller. Will. Oh, that's right up to the edge. There we go. I mean, the AI changes stuff, so probably not a good idea to mess with that too much. And here's some of I think this needs to be revised a lot. But it does calculations based on transcription data. Again, I've said this 10 billion times. Oh, how's it going? From Pakistan? Nice. Hope you're doing well. Do you do programming? Software development? Yeah, I'm just talking about how this thing kind of works so far. The general idea is, oh, not much. Okay. The general idea is to try to make some sort of thing to help facilitate making videos. Beginner, okay. So when I start a project, a video project, you come up with an idea, you film things. So I've got quite a few that are in the process of Trying to learn C++. Okay. This is C sharp, so it's going to be different. I don't know if this would be super helpful to you. If I honestly I haven't gone much into the code because the AI writes it these days. So there haven't been a lot of reasons for me to handwrite code in quite a while, except for very specific things. But yeah, it's kind of how things have gone. But yeah, this is C sharp, which is somewhat similar to C++, but it's much easier to use in practice than C++. I mean, you can do more advanced things like manage memory and whatever if you really wanted to, but generally there wouldn't be a big reason to do that unless you are focused on performance or something. Yeah. Let's see. Where's my OBS window? There we go. So, anyways, I have this on the side here. This is a Gemini Pro window. I'll make it a little bit bigger. So I've been trying to think about the design of various aspects of the program. And really, with the AI writing the code, the design is the most important part and how it works and how it can function. So I had it take a look at some of the automatic video editing ideas. Jarvis from Iron Man. I know of it, but you mean like the meme where people are saying Jarvis do such and such meme? As a joke. It's pretty good. Oh, no joke? Okay. Well, you tried to build that in Python, but failed. Yeah, that's a very difficult. That'd be a pretty difficult project. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. There was a joke going around. I don't know when this was popular, but yeah, it's a thing. Are you saying? See if I can make this chat window a little bit bigger. There we go. Just trying to increase the font size of this chat window. I have a little screen on the side here that I'm looking at. I'll build you that and share it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure how I would start on a project like that. The part of the issue I think it would be is that you need, because you'd have to parse what you're saying, obviously. And there's a bunch of open source stuff for that. And I'm using that here, but it's not fast by any means to transcribe. Oh, thanks. Yeah. But you'd have to parse the audio, the voice of a person, so it would have to be routed from the microphone directly to some sort of system to turn it into text so that the computer would understand what's happening. And then you would have to apply what it's saying to some sort of AI model, probably. Because if you want to advance enough to actually do anything useful, that's kind of the route. But again, that's another thing that's going to be a delay. So you definitely need some good computer hardware to make that viable, and probably you'd have to optimize it possibly like quite a bit between the parsing of the text and then outputting something or doing something that the user wants. But the Whisper API would be one option to at least do part of it. So in this transcription thing, there's various models that it can use. Maybe the turbo one's fast enough. I haven't tried it. But if I select this turbo thing and then pick one of my video projects here, I'm trying to think of which one might make sense. Okay, this one has a... So inside here, we've got a voiceover. That'll probably work. I could try the turbo mode for the transcription. Maybe if I remove the accuracy mode in this filter, I'm not sure what that means. I don't remember. But running on the GPU, so the CPU, we can do just say like captions. Let's see how long this takes. So you could probably pre-load it. So it's already taking a few seconds at the very least on this computer. Obviously, if you're talking directly to it, you would need some sort of buffer or some sort of thing that takes pieces of audio, transcribes it, and then builds it up over time. I'm not really sure how you would make that. But anyways, that's still, this file's pretty big, so it's not super applicable to that idea. All right, let's take a look at I used the Gemini API, but it didn't hear you well. Okay. I'm not sure how that works. I don't know the details of what's happening with that. All right. So yeah. For this, like I said, I've got multiple potential ideas for automatic editing of the videos. So first one here, removing silence from a video, but more of in a way that is smarter than just simply removing what looks like a blank area of the video where no one's talking. And then here we've got, again, a similar removing quote-unquote boring parts of the video. So if you do a 4-hour Twitch stream or something, let's say you're building something or putting a model together, that might be helpful for that type of video. So it would do a mix of the transcription, analysis of what's happening in the video, either programmatically algorithmically or with AI. But again, like I said, I don't have the hardware to do much locally with good AI models, so I don't know how well that's going to work in practice, but I'm going to try it. And then the semantic, the word flub is what the AI came up with. Basically, when you voice a video, especially if you're doing it with, what is that even called? Oh, transcription, or I can't even remember the word because I don't do it. I usually use notes when I film a video, like talking to the camera. You're saying streaming quality is only higher picture quality. That's YouTube. Let's see. Let's see if there's some sort of issue. I don't know where I would check that. Stream settings. I see 1080p on my end. I can even do a little screenshot here. Let's pull up that. Or I could go to the actual channel. Yeah, it could potentially be YouTube, not. Oh, okay. I was gonna say it could be YouTube not serving like a higher resolution to your area, maybe. I'm not sure how that works, but consider it's going a really long distance. So okay, nice. Yeah, I don't know if you need to see it super detailed, but you should be able to read text at 1080p. Let's see, do I need that? Hmm. Anyways, so when you film a video, you do takes, 4K quality. Nice. Yeah, it's not there's not necessarily your area, but like the distance factor. So I don't know. I'm just speculating. Yeah, I'm limited to 1080p. Oh, right. Yeah, I'm not very well known, so I have a bunch of channels that I make videos for. Trying to make it work, but it's difficult. Um, so when you talk to the camera and record a video, you often make mistakes when you're talking. It just happens naturally. So this thing here will hopefully help me edit those type of mistakes when I'm making the videos. We'll see. I might need to change the ideas that it has here for that, so we could add it to the list here. Whoops. So I'm basically saying with any of these auto editing ideas, having it algorithmically, which is just programmatic analysis, like if it sees certain words or anything, that can be hard coded kind of, but that's not super flexible. So with the AI stuff, I feel like it's going to be more flexible with editing automatically. So I'm trying to hopefully do that. First year at university, cybersecurity. Oh man. Have you seen any news about the Claude Mythos model that apparently is finding 0-day vulnerabilities in old open source projects, which is pretty crazy if it's true? Because there's probably been thousands and thousands of people that have looked at that code and they didn't find the stuff. So, oh, yeah, I think that relates to the, what is it called, Codex, or is that the OpenAI one? So that's not the model itself, and this Mythos thing is different. I can pull up a article or something. Yeah, so it's called Mythos. Yeah. Let's see if their article is easy to. Maybe it's this one. Okay, that was April 7th. Yeah. And it's interesting, but this is probably like a mix of marketing, but also like if there is a fair amount of it that's true, then it's kind of scary. But I mean, it'll be good long term because open source projects and anything that would use this to check, it'll be better in the long run. So yeah, let's see what it says here. Again, I don't know if I'm blocking it with that chat window thing. There we go. So now patch 27-year-old OpenBSD operating system bug. Let's see what this is. I don't know what this is. So here's some likely C++ code. Let's see if we can figure it out. Yeah, without the context of what all this means, it's difficult. TCP packets with invalid SAC options could crash the kernel. Let's see. So I would assume this is like a replacement. So this would probably be the original code. And then this is the... Oh, maybe not. Maybe it's backwards. Anyways, whatever this is, they patched it, so that's good. I do have a friend in the security field, and she was talking about they already have been using the standard Claude to find exploits and stuff. So this is like a higher level of doing that. Yeah, very interesting, but kind of scary in a way. But again, in time, once more people have access to it, it'll be good. This is Visual Studio. I haven't really used Visual Studio Code much. I'm just not writing stuff in things that would make sense for me to use that. I prefer C Sharp over any other language. I'm used to it. I like it. It's extremely functional. And I like specifically WinForms. It's an older uh, user interface thing for Windows, but it works and I'm used to it. And it's easy to visualize what it looks like and stuff. So it's just a personal preference thing. Uh, I have done a little bit in other languages lately. I mean, pretty much all of my Python use has been letting the AI write it for me. So, for example, if we go to, this is one of my websites. Um, it's it's hosted on Blogger, which is Google's. I used to have it on WordPress, but I got tired of maintaining it, and I got tired of paying for certain services. But basically, the issue that I had, which I don't know if I have an article about. Whoops, I didn't mean to close that. This is one as well. So the goal when I was using WordPress on self-hosting, and it's fine and it's functional, but you have to maintain it, and there's always a little bit more of a chance of getting exploited or something compared to just using a company like Google with Blogger. It's not as functional and there's a lot of limitations to this, but it's free and you can link up a domain to it, to a blog. So it works for me. Anyways, part of the issue I had with the transition from WordPress to Blogger were the labels. So if we look at the labels here now, they're pretty clean. They're consistent. They weren't in the past. And I wrote with the help of the AI. This was all Python code, I think. I don't know if I made an article about it, but I probably still have the chat that I did it with the AI with. You know, that does that I did assisted programming with the AI to make it work. Anyways, it was a pretty fun little easy way to take all of the mess that was all of the labels and categories and things from what was transitioned from WordPress to this platform when I imported all of the data. I think I had used some third party plugin on WordPress to import, but it used, I can't remember specifically. I think it used tags or something from WordPress instead of categories from WordPress, which was a big mess on old articles. So I wrote some scripts that used the Blogger Google API. There's an API where you can modify articles, adjust things. And then, it fixes, you can potentially fix things. So I programmatically was able to go through every article, pull all of the label information. So for example, what I'm talking about here is if I go into here, you can see these labels that define properties about this article. So this article's about language in C#, a tool in AI, or tool Notepad++, topic, data files, topic, opinion. So those are pretty well structured. It was much worse. It was really, yeah. It has usage limits. Let's see if I can. Yeah, so here's the bit of information on it. YouTube has one as well. Let me see if there's any code here that we can look at. You basically get, from what I remember, you get a login type thing, and then you can access all of your Blogger websites and adjust things. Either change articles. I would assume you can add and remove articles and mess with the labels and stuff, which I wanted to do because the interface inside Blogger's website is really, really bad for the labels. You would have to literally go into every single article and change every single set of labels to fully adjust them site-wide, which is not realistic, not viable. So basically what the scripting did was pull all of the existing ones, look at all of the article data for the entire website, and come up with a list. Yeah, come up with a list of potential categories for the entire website, and then also apply this perfected list of categories. I mean, they're called labels on Blogger, but categories for the website, and then look at each article again and apply the new list to each article based on what's in the article. And of course, that's all AI stuff. So I was using this Gemini Pro to do that. And it worked pretty well. And I did that across my websites here. So if I click topic index, these are the ones that it made for this one. And the AI generated, I mean, based on feedback from me and stuff for what to include as a category. But then it added text and like what it meant and everything. So if I click on one of these, so C#, it'll give a list of articles that are related to this and have that category label. So pretty cool. If I go to the photography one, click topic index, and then basically the same thing but different topic. So we got camera brands, we've got type of thing, So lighting, lenses, camera bags. So if I click camera bags, then it gives me a list of articles that have that label, and it's not a big mess. So that was a huge, very helpful mix of AI help, Python programming, the Google API stuff. And it honestly, I think it took me a day or two to do it. And if I were to have tried to write that myself, I would have had to basically learn the details of Python and everything else that would have been necessary to make it work. I would like to turn that into an article for the programming website, this one, but for whatever reason, it doesn't look like I did that. So I'll have to see if I still have the chat for that idea, and I could turn it into an article. That'll be good. Anyways, that's kind of a tangent. Python code. So I probably have it in here somewhere. Let me see. Blogger scripts, yeah. Open right. Let me switch to this for a second. Just looking at some code. That didn't work. Let's see. I don't know if I even have Visual Studio Code on here. No, I don't. Thanks. Just trying to look at this code real quick so I can show it. Maybe Notepad. I want to make sure it doesn't have any login information or anything inside of it. Don't think this one has anything. Let's try to make it a bit wider. Yeah, this is probably good. So this is some of the Python code that it wrote for that blogger thing. So you can see it's using stuff from credentials that it fetched or whatever for the API. And then a specific link to it where the API is located so you can communicate with it. This was related to what I did was, again, using the Gemini Pro. I don't know if it's on screen. I had that generate all of the category stuff by giving it a bunch of information. It worked well. So it was partly a manual process, but also very automated. So it looks like it's getting a service for the API. Seeing if some token exists. Honestly, I didn't even look much at the code, which was a little dangerous to use, but I did some testing, like test access and things before I let it actually run on the website. But yeah, it basically just worked from the first attempt, which is impressive. So it's getting the Blogger version 3 thing, API thing. So search query input. Okay, I designed it in a way that it would let me access all the different websites that I have on there. So you can use a specific name for each one, and then it would go through. Uh, yeah, it's surprisingly. I mean, I don't remember exactly. There might have been little quirks, but when I actually ran it on the website to have it actually change things, it worked the first time, thankfully. So, I mean, once again, if I still have the Gemini Pro chat, it'll show when things weren't correct. So the article, hopefully, if it still exists, I can go in there and have it go through the process and make an article from the existing chat. Anyways, that was a fun Python related thing. Let's try to work on this thing here. Again, what I'm going to do with the automatic editing feature is I'm going to go over each one and have the AI reanalyze it and see if it's functional. So you attempted about 23 times to build the Jarvis, and it took 2 nights and 3 days. Okay, still failed. How did it fail though? What about it did you think, or you had said something about it was quiet, so it didn't hear what you were saying properly? That would be a front end computer tool type thing related to the microphones and stuff, I would think. So it wouldn't necessarily be something that AI could fix. Oh, lagging? Yeah, I'm not surprised. If you're using a web service, you're going to be sending audio data back and forth to the web service, or at least transcribing it on the computer that you're using. So your computer would be a API usage limit. Yeah, right. See if that's good enough. Hmm. Wow. Yeah, I think you probably need to sleep if it's 5 a.m., 7 a.m. Oh, no, it's p.m. here. So we normally do 12-hour clocks to the 24-hour clocks. So it's nighttime. Oops. Forgot to put that back up. So I'm looking at this chat window for Gemini. So basically, I said there's a bunch of things that I can work on here with the automatic editing features. So this first one here is the high quality silence removal feature. Oh, 4 a.m. Wow. Okay. That's very early to be waking up. So from that first one, I'm going to check it, make sure it makes sense. And then we can try to implement it in the program. So it's going to calculate based on the transcription, the spacing and such. Based on a threshold of size. Oops. So with the Whisper API, we can pull up an example maybe. Let's see if this is good. Yeah, so this is the API reference for OpenAI Whisper. Again, this is a transcription, AI-based transcription of audio. So if you were to want to potentially do that Jarvis thing and build out pieces for yourself on the local computer, this might be an option. But it'll probably, I mean, speed is a issue with something like that that's immediate. So there's something called confidence that it calculates of what it thinks the word is. So if it has high confidence or low confidence in what it thinks the word is, it'll show the data value. So it's showing some code on how to use it. So this is using the turbo model. And if we look at my thing here, it'll be in this list. So yeah, it's currently set to turbo. But obviously larger models will be more accurate, but slower. Let's go back to here. So there is a transcription function, process audio files, So here's various options, it looks like. But I mean, the super details here aren't very needed if the AI is going to write it for me. But it is good to know how it works. And actually, I'm actually using a project that's based on Whisper, so I can get that high accuracy, the timecode data. In the case of like a Jarvis thing, you wouldn't need that accuracy. You wouldn't even need timecode data. So you could probably limit what it outputs to make it faster. Yeah. Anyways, that's that. So if we go back to what's saying here. So for the silence removal feature, it says the algorithmic option of calculation, and then also using the confidence indicator for Whisper. So basically, this is a good idea. If the confidence is low, then we don't want to clip very close to the word in the track. So that makes sense. That's good. And then the feature visual later, we can integrate OpenAI OpenCV wrapper to check the video frames during silence. The speaker's face is moving significantly. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that would be something. I don't know what OpenCV is. Let's take a look at this. OpenCV. Whoops. OpenCV Sharp is a cross-platform wrapper for OpenCV providing rich, image processing and computer vision functionality. So if we look at this thing, whoops, go in here. Okay, there's some sort of membership. I don't know what this thing is. Courses. License. Let's see what the license is. Apache 2 license. Getting started. This could be useful to me. You can say that. That's a lot. Yeah. This isn't stuff that I need to even know if I'm going to use AI to write code. But maybe if I want to get into more detail, it's good to know what's possible. And then you can at least prompt specific ideas and ways of going about the programming aspect. Here's some sample programs. So what I would be looking for is what I could do with the analysis. So there's like face detection. That's good to know. I could potentially count faces in a video file or a video frame, which could indicate an interesting section of a video because people are in it. Something like that. That could be helpful. Let's see. Oh, feeling sleepy. Yeah. Didn't you just wake up though? I don't know if you are into caffeinated drinks, but I've been drinking a lot of caffeine today. Oh, all right. Thanks for stopping by. Much appreciated. Nice talking to you. Let's see. Capturing from a camera. Yeah, this would be cool also for the Jarvis stuff. Yeah. Thanks. See ya. Could do some video analysis. We can have a camera for Jarvis and it could see things on screen. But you obviously will need really good hardware to make that work quickly. And all that. Yeah, I definitely want to look into that. That's good. Okay, next, let's see if we can actually implement something here instead of talking all the time. Feature visual layer, yeah. We've got turning the knobs settings. So silence threshold, head padding, tail padding. I don't know. Minimum clip length. Clicks remove silence. So, first off, when I've done sounds removal for videos in the past, I have one in my scripts, the other scripts. This is a new program, and it basically cuts everything and it removes it automatically. And then it ripples all of the files back, so there's no space. And that's the one that I use. So I'd like it to work like that. We should do this in a different text area. Let's paste it in here. Sure, that's probably good. Let's get rid of this. Should I put this? Okay, let's think about this as that very advanced and knowledgeable. So this is trying to get the AI to think in a certain pattern. What would I need? Maybe. I can put this at the bottom. So there's that. I don't know how I can phrase this. Probably don't need that. Clips up the video. Remove. Hmm. And it's checkbox option to have it cut. Multi-track. I need another feature that it takes 2 tracks. I don't know if I mean, I could manually delete the 1 track if I didn't want it, and then also ripple. I wonder if there would be a way to adjust the spacing of each one, but based on 2 tracks. That would be useful. .1. And how positions. Man, that's difficult though, because I don't know. Hmm. How do you spell words? Adjustment. At that split point. So if I wanted the boundary is there anything else that I would want with it? Trying to think of stuff. I'm gonna use an asterisk. Vector in with shoot, I don't remember what it called it. Let's see. Silence threshold, head padding, tail padding. I mean, with the minimum. So my mom's and yeah. Checkbox to would the padding and the thresholds I don't know if silence threshold is useful in this sense. I don't know if we even have the ability to use that. I think that's probably it. I'm going to read it over again. Let's think about this as that as very advanced and knowledgeable video editor with vast programming experience. Oh, look, it's me. Vast. That's funny. Very much not vast. I really like the idea of using the whisper confidence indicator to adjust how closely we clip. This needs to relate to or should factor in with any inputs like this. Factor in with any inputs. Question mark. Do we even have the ability to use the silence threshold? Let's remove dual clips. Needed. Checkbox to use or not use the confidence indicator. Needed. Would I use padding? Needed. Checkbox. Yeah, okay. Default to a single track clip and ripple the selected clip on the timeline. Again, we should consider offsets of the track event. Let me put that up here. Needed. We should consider offsets of track event and source media file. Adjacent. Checkbox option. Checkbox. Whoops. Checkbox option to have it cut the footage and move those cuts to a different track. Let's do a one star. With this option, we need another feature that can ripple a selection by removing gaps. That way, if I wanted to see the multi-track option, but wanted to make it effectively like the default at some point, I could delete the track holding silent. And then select what I want on the other track, have all of the gaps removed. Would it be possible to have a feature where I could adjust the in-out positions as needed in that mode? I don't know if it's possible in Vegas Pro API. I don't know if the Vegas Pro API would allow such advanced timeline editing functionality. Basically a mode you go through looking at the waveform or listening to it manually to do a synchronized adjustment at the split point. So if I wanted to give a little extra frames to the end of a word, I'd go into that selected track mode that would allow me to quickly shift those end start points of the clip on the boundary that touch, even though they're on multiple tracks. When one clip gets bigger, the other, when clips on the left get bigger, the clips on the right get smaller in a I can't spell synchronized way. I think this might be more trouble than it's worth, so we can talk about viability at least. Okay, we've got that. Let's see if I have compute to have the AI look at this. Do not. What I can do maybe is, let me see this first. Share this chat with another account. Does not look like it's working. Come on, Google. I think this might end my night of programming because I'm definitely not going to rate that myself. The cool thing about this is that it's not working. The cool thing is that switch to I'm able to do some really advanced stuff now, which is very nice. But I don't want to pay for this, so that's definitely been limiting me in some ways. You copy or save this thing. I don't know. I don't think there's anything I can do here. I could try to have Copilot do it. Mm. Come on, Google. These big companies are buying all the hardware, making it super expensive, and then rate limiting people and whatever else. It's really not a great situation for anyone that wants to use this stuff. Yeah, it's not working. What I could do, one more idea, just copy and paste the whole thing, if it's possible. Or export it. Let me see if I can export it. It's getting kind of late though, so maybe I should just give it up for now. We don't quit. Make a copy. So I can do raw mode. I don't see a way to copy paste the whole thing besides selecting it in the browser window, which probably, well, maybe if I went into raw mode, that might work. Yeah. The problem is some of the files are probably added at some point. I don't necessarily want this massive. Well, that might work. Let's go into here. Paste this plain text. Yeah. It's got a bunch of junk in it, but you know, oh well. I can add the source files. There's that. I know I'm not showing anything on screen, but just trying to get a new chat window set up. See if it works. See if I can add this back on. So where is my mouse? There we go. See what happens. Well, it's already writing stuff. Bro. Did not. And delete the response because it's gonna think that I did that. Do I want to leave the thoughts thing? No. I need. Be this. Let's go into Notepad again. And then this. Oops, not that. And then this. And then this. That should be good. Here is the important Okay, let's try that. I feel like there's so many possibilities here, but just getting to a result that's actually useful in practice, it's kind of difficult. Oops, what's on the screen here? Yeah, I think it's good. Oh, yeah, I misinterpreted that. Yeah, that's good. Rolling edits. Control Alt. Oh. Okay. Control Alt or hit numpad 5 for edit details tool and then drag the cut point. The left clip grows. Okay, yeah, that's what I want. But I don't know if it works on multi-track. Yeah, reinventing the wheel. The remove gaps utility. Your old Vegas code simply expose close gaps. Yeah, this looks good. It's like breaking the fourth wall or something, whatever it's called, when you tell the AI about token limits. Yeah, maybe I'll do this one and then I'll end stream. We'll see how easy it is to implement, assuming I don't run out of compute on this chat window, which is always possible with how this thing works. First, we need to update the JSON sidecar model. Step 1, semantic cut sidecar. That's in, I think it's in here. There we go. It's just a copy paste. Boom. Okay. Update auto edit algorithms. Auto edit algorithms. Where is it? I think it was shared IO algorithm. This one. Replace your whatever that is. this. Okay. Paste. Please. Yeah, because I always have issues with the designer stuff. I should have told it to be not print the whole flipping thing. I'm gonna stop it. That's probably good. A human process. Step 2, uppermint. Open your hooty-doo. Not this one. This one. What is this? Doesn't have a way to adjust it. Tab control. Table layout panel. So it's rows. I want the columns though. There might be another one in here. Okay, this is adjustable. Line maybe? Text alignment? Hmm. Yeah, I think that's too much for me right now. I'm gonna end the stream and mess around with it. I have to use the restroom. I don't want to do that and then come back to this, and then it's already kind of late. So, yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna head out. That was a pretty interesting session of design and it's a very little bit of programming. Yeah. Peace. See ya. Turn that off. And I'm gonna head out. See ya.